What is it about the first few weeks of January that just feel weird? Now, don't get me wrong, I'm super excited for the year. I am getting married, for starters. Since it's always a good time to dial in on skincare and take care of myself, I thought I would share my current skincare routine, including my evening facial massage. Great makeup starts with great skin. And what better way to start the year, am I right? By the way, I'm Jeannie. I'm a pro makeup artist. I live in Los Angeles. I work with celebrities, beauty brands, and everyone in between. Welcome to my channel and the first video of 2024. Since I'm already wearing makeup, I'm going to show you what I would do for my evening skincare routine, and I'll also go over what I use for my daytime routine. All right, I have cleansed my face. One of the things I wanted to emphasize, especially when talking about your evening skincare routine, is the importance of double cleansing. Yes, even on days that you don't wear makeup and you're only wearing sunscreen, that first cleanse is going to start breaking down all the sebum, the pollution, the dirt, the sunscreen that you may have on your face. And the second cleanse makes sure that your face is actually clean before you move on to your other steps. Which is why, since I started double cleansing during the pandemic in 2020, I have not looked back. If I only cleanse my face once, it doesn't feel clean. And I'm not talking about squeaky, dry skin. I'm talking about clean. It feels like there is no makeup on my face. I have no dirt left on my face. Yes, my hands are clean, and it is ready for the rest of my skincare routine. Because I've been doing it for almost 4 years now, I've noticed that the texture of my skin has improved, the tone of my skin has improved, and makeup just looks better on my skin. Yes, it might be the other products that I'm using, but like I said, if my skin was dirty or even remotely dirty to begin with, those products wouldn't work as effectively. On days that I wear makeup, I'll even triple cleanse sometimes if I feel like my skin isn't clean enough. On my double cleanse days, I always usually start with a balm or an oil cleanser, and then I go into a gel cleanser. The one that I'm currently using is a Korean skincare brand. I got this off Amazon off of a recommendation from a colleague. I've been really enjoying it. I'm probably going to go to a different Korean skincare brand just to try it out, but this is the method that I prefer at first. You can see on my hands that it's an oil, and I'll take it on my hands and I'll rub it on my dry face just to start breaking up the makeup, the SPF, and the dirt. In my opinion, this is not enough to remove the makeup off of my face. Even if I went in with a cloth to remove all the makeup, there's a lot that still remains on the face, which is why I recommend the second cleanse. You want something that's going to cut through that oil and remove everything off of your face. My current favorite is the Superfood Cleanser from Youth to the People. As you can see, I'm almost at the bottom of it. I think this is my third or fourth bottle that I've purchased. The brand did send this to me at first. I had not tried it and I fell in love with it, and I've been purchasing it ever since. It's so gentle, but it cuts through any kind of balmy oil cleanser that I use as my first cleanse, and it gets rid of any dirt off of my face. Another thing that I like to stress is that I will always use some sort of microfiber cloth. I get these off of Amazon. I use this during my second cleanse. The reason being is that usually during the first cleanse, I have a lot of makeup and a lot of just sort of smeared debris all over my face, for lack of a better term, and this will get full of makeup if I use it during my first cleanse, which is why I iterate that it's so important to have a gel cleanser as your second cleanse to help break down that oil and the makeup, and this also helps as well. Moving on to the second step, which is toners. Now, I never believed the hype around toners until I started using them, and now I cannot go back. Luckily for us, in 2024, there are a plethora of affordable options for us to use so we can get that bougie skincare feeling without spending all the money. The toner that I've been using mostly throughout the week, except on the days that I do my chemical exfoliation, which I will get to in just a second, is this rice toner that I purchased off of Amazon. It's in the same thread as the Korean skincare. I've been very curious about Korean skincare. I did also buy some Korean sunscreens, and this is one of the products that I bought while I was doing that. It was really highly rated. The shop from which I purchased it was also vetted and highly rated, and I've been really enjoying this so far. It's very hydrating, it doesn't clog pores, and I also use this during my facial massage routine that I do every night. But in the meantime, let's put some on and get it soaking. Now, I don't necessarily prescribe to the way the Koreans do their skincare, which I believe is 7 or 8 times they will distribute the product into their hand and press it into their skin. I don't have the patience to do that. I also don't want to waste my product like that. I would rather stretch it a little bit more and have it work for me longer and see what the long-term results are from it. But to each their own. I just take the toner and press it into my skin, taking it down the neck, and it absorbs so quickly. Now, about 2 to 3 times per week, depending on how my skin is feeling, if it's looking particularly dull or if I feel like I need a little bit of a pick-me-up, I will use a toner with an AHA, an alpha hydroxy acid in it. My preferred AHA is lactic acid because it pulls moisture from the air and it helps to plump the skin, and it also gently exfoliates the skin. My personal favorite is the Ren Skincare Ready Steady Glow. It has lactic acid, azelaic acid, and willow bark in it. This is great. It gives you a little bit of that tingle, which I know some of us really love. It feels like it's working, you know, it's anti-aging, it's making me younger, it's making me more beautiful, it's making my skin smoother. I just love the feeling of a tingly toner. I will wake up in the morning with the most beautiful glow. It's wonderful. Another one that I love that's technically a cleansing water. I wouldn't really use it for cleansing though, because like I said before in the video, I always like to make sure that my skin is already clean before I'm moving on to my other skincare steps. This is the cactus water from Freck. It doesn't quite give that tingle that I was talking about that the Ren toner gives you, but this also gives such a beautiful glow. I will wake up in the morning and it looks like I slept 8 hours. So these two are my definite favorites. I love chemical exfoliants. I swear by them. No offense to physical exfoliants, but once I discovered chemical exfoliants in combination with double cleansing, my skin has never looked better. And of course, I am not a dermatologist, but I hear from a lot of people when they say that they have a lot of patchiness, they have a lot of dry skin, and they just can't seem to get products to work for them. I always recommend a gentle chemical exfoliant because sometimes you might have so much dead skin on your face that your products that you're spending all this money on aren't penetrating and they're not working for you. Obviously, if you have any kind of skin issues that you think need to be addressed by a doctor, please go see a dermatologist. I'm not a dermatologist. This is just what works for me. Moving on to facial massage, I want to show you very quickly on one side of my face what I do every night. I do obviously repeat it on the other side of my face, but for the sake of time, I'm going to show you what I do on the one side of my face. I'm going to take my toner in my hands and just press it together, and then I'm going to work it down my neck. I just want to show you how I place the toner so that the skin is nice and slick. And I'm going to start on my chin and drag it back and down. Now I'll repeat this 10 times. And it's a decent amount of pressure. I'm not pressing too hard, I'm not pressing too light. And you can feel the bumps of tension and the fascia in your face. You can feel it when you're doing this. It's a little freaky. It took me a little while to get used to it at first, but since I've been doing it pretty much every night, I've gotten used to it. Now, because it's so dry, I have to reapply. My skin is just absorbing this toner very, very quickly. I know that there are a million different ways to do gua sha. I know sometimes you have to open up your lymph nodes by pressing on your chest and on different areas in your body. I don't always remember to do that, but I do always make sure to drain my lymph nodes at the very end, and I will show you that. I'm not saying that this is the only way to do gua sha. This is just the way that I do it that I have found works for me. So I'm going to take it over my lip right here and pull it back and wiggle it. And I'm going to repeat that 10 times. Again, applying a decent amount of pressure. Because I'm going under the eye, I just want to make sure it's nice and slick. Taking this end of the gua sha, we're just going to use these little ridges. And I'm going to place it right here, right under my eye next to my nose, and pull it up and wiggle. Honestly, I feel like as long as you're working up and out and you're applying not too much pressure, but a decent amount of pressure, you're going to see results. Now we're going to work on the orbital bone and the forehead, taking just a little bit more toner. If I wasn't doing this on camera, I would be working much quicker and I probably wouldn't have to reapply toner as many times. Trust me, I only usually have to reapply toner maybe twice. So we're going to take our gua sha, we're going to flip it over and take the ridge right here and pull. Always pull up. And then I'm going to take the flat edge of the gua sha and just pull up and make sure that I grab the bit of my brow, pull it up like that, on the tail like that. One of the areas I do like to focus on is my nasal labial fold right here. I guess it's a result of the fact that I smile a lot, I'm not sure, but I do have a pretty deep nasal labial fold that I'm not the biggest fan of, especially as I get older. So what I like to do is I'll take the flat side of the gua sha and just pull. We've moved quite a bit of fluid all around our face. We want to make sure that we can drain that. So what we want to do is we want to drain it down and into the lymph nodes so it goes into the body. I'm not quite sure how that works. I just was told that by an esthetician and that's how I've been doing it and it seems to work. So I'm going to take a little bit more toner and just make sure I've got some slip on my neck right here. And I'm just gonna take the gua sha, the flat end of the gua sha, and we're gonna pull it down just a few times. And then I like to bring it down into my chest and just kind of work it down. Okay, toner, facial massage are done. Now we're moving on to treatments. I like to preface this by saying that if I decide to do an AHA toner like the Ren toner or the cactus water, I will usually skip these steps and go straight to moisturizer and eye cream. That's mostly because you don't really want to mix retinol with your AHAs and your acids because sometimes they can cancel each other out, or worse, you can have a reaction. I've learned this lesson the hard way where I've put too many active things on my face and it has become cherry tomato red, and I've had to wash my face and start over. My skin can be reactive, so I tend to err on the side of caution when it comes to that. On nights like tonight where I've just double cleansed and used a toner, I will do either a retinol or a serum that's packed with antioxidants and anti-aging properties like niacinamide, hyaluronic acid, things like that. My favorite retinol of all time is the Naturium retinaldehyde. This is the 0.10%. As you can see, it's almost gone. Or on nights where I'm feeling like I don't want to use retinol, I don't use retinol every day because like I said, my skin is reactive, and I tend to try and switch my products up almost as if to keep my skin guessing. Maybe that's something that I made up in my head. Maybe that's something that exists. I don't know, but it's been working for me, so I'm just gonna keep doing it. Another favorite of mine is the Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair Serum. There's a lot of hype around this serum, and it's been around for I think 40 years or something. I really don't know, but I know it's been around for a very long time. Estee Lauder has obviously been around for a very long time, and this lives up to the hype. The texture is really beautiful, and it's packed with hydration, and it just soothes the skin and makes it feel so good. Because I love to do things my way, I know you're supposed to usually do moisturizer and then eye cream. I actually prefer to do my eye cream before my moisturizer. I have two eye creams that I flip back and forth between. However, there's one that I've been using more and more because I love it so much. I'm a new convert. It is the Chanel Le Crème from the Sublimage line. This was gifted to me from my friend Athena. Thank you so much, Athena. I appreciate you. This is the real deal, guys. It depuffs, it smooths, it preps the skin. It looks beautiful under makeup. I've used it during the day. I use it at night. I believe Birdie rated this as one of the best eye creams of 2023, and Birdie was right. It's so good. The other eye cream that I use is the Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair Eye Supercharged Gel Cream. But the texture of this is really beautiful. It's a gel. So the Chanel one is a little bit more of a cream. It's got a heavier texture. It's much more rich. This one is more of a gel texture, which is also really nice. It's cooling, it's soothing. Tap it in. I always like to go around the orbital bone and tap, 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 tap. This also helps with lymphatic drainage as well. I try not to pull too much because the skin under the eyes is very, very delicate. And I try not to pull as much as I can. Just press it in. Same with concealer. It's the same kind of technique, I guess, right? And then I like to make sure I press it into these stubborn little 11 lines that I have between my brows. For nighttime moisturizer, I'll be honest when I say that I love something that's really soothing, kind of balmy, a little bit on the heavier side. Even during the summer months, it's so dry here in Southern California because we are literally in a desert. My skin is always on the drier side, and I prefer to have more moisture rather than less moisture. The one that I'm loving that's on my shelf right now is the Alpenbeauty Super Peptide Cream. It's not a super heavy texture, but it is very, very hydrating, and I feel like it kind of creates a seal on top of all the skincare and the treatments that I've used. One of the things I don't like about a super emollient or balmy moisturizer, especially at night, is that I feel like it sticks to my pillowcase. This doesn't do that. It absorbs really quickly and just keeps the skin nice and plump and hydrated without being a sticky mess. That, in a nutshell, is my evening skincare routine. I know there's quite a few steps, but it's also something that I like to call my me time, self-care time. We've all talked about that. It's such an overused term, but it really is so true. I like to take the time for myself. I'm taking care of myself, taking care of my skin, so then I feel better about myself. Now for daytime skincare on days that I'm not wearing any makeup, when I'm just running out the door with sunscreen on my face, it's very, very simple. 9 times out of 10, when I wake up, I will cleanse my face, but it's usually always a cream cleanser. The reason being is that a cream cleanser is super, super gentle. It's not going to strip anything off my face from the night before, but it will take off that initial layer of skincare that I had on from the night before. Another thing that I've learned is the importance of using the microfiber cloth like I use for my evening skincare routine, but using it in my daytime skincare routine. The microfibers will break up the product that you have on your face and make sure that your skin is, as we like to say, perfectly clean and ready for whatever you're going to put on top of it. For me, that is vitamin C serum. I have two that I use that I swear by, but I use them for different reasons. The East 29th one is one that I use every day when I'm wearing makeup. This is beautiful under makeup. It has niacinamide in it. It's brightening. I will always and forever swear by a vitamin C, especially a vitamin C that's created by a female makeup artist who is from Canada, who has created her own line of clean, beautiful products. I'm not sponsored by her, but I just love this vitamin C so much. I want everyone to try it. Now, my other vitamin C that I wear is the CEO from Sunday Riley. This one I will only wear if I'm putting sunscreen on, and that's it. I don't really love this under makeup because it tends to break down my makeup. No matter what I use, no matter what moisturizer I pair with it, it just doesn't play well. But it has 15% active vitamin C in it, so I use it whenever I can because of that fact. But this doesn't work as well with my makeup as the East 29th does. For eye cream, what I've been using every day and I have noticed such great results, once again, is the Chanel Sublimage eye cream. It just looks beautiful under makeup and it works. Now for moisturizers, especially when you're talking about something that you're gonna use to prep for makeup, I'm kind of all over the board. My current favorite, which I've been using pretty religiously for probably the last couple of months, is the Kate Exfoliate Glow. It has more of like, I guess you could say, a gel texture to it, but this really does create this beautiful glow on the skin all on its own, and it preps the skin wonderfully for makeup. So this is my current favorite. It might not be my favorite in a couple of months. I might try something else, but highly recommend this. And I will also use this on days that I'm not wearing makeup either. I spoke about these sunscreens in my last video, which was my favorites of 2023. I was completely sleeping on Korean skincare and in particular Korean sunscreen. So I bought two of them off of TikTok Shop. Yes, vetted by a dermatologist. Don't worry, I did my research. And I've been using both of these in tandem, like one on one day, one on the other, and I love both of them. They look so beautiful under makeup and they don't leave a white cast. I know I'm not super dark, but when something leaves a white cast on even someone who is more fair like me, I won't use it. These are probably gonna go into my kit because I need a really good sunscreen that I can rely on, that I can use on all skin tones. That's my roundup of my skincare routine, both daytime and nighttime. I know I went into a little bit more detail with my nighttime routine, but I feel like that's probably where you should be doing more steps, especially because you're going to be going to sleep, and that's when your skin tends to repair itself, and that's when you want any of the products that you're using to do the most work. I feel like daytime is more about protection and nighttime is more about recovery and repair. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was a little long, but I wanted to go in depth with everything that I use as far as my skincare routine. If there's any skincare that you love, please let me know in the comments below. If there's any questions that you have or any content that you want to see from me. It is a brand new year and I am so happy to be here to bring you more beauty content in 2024. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week with a brand new video.